A new report circulating through the halls of the United States Senate has delivered a figure so stark, so monumental, that it demands our immediate and undivided attention. A figure that is hard to ignore. Emerging from a working group of Senate Democrats, the analysis projects that as many as 100 million American jobs could be at risk due to the rapid advancement and deployment of artificial intelligence. This is not some far-off science fiction scenario. The report frames it as an impending economic transformation, a tidal wave gathering force just off our shores. The gravity of this warning cannot be overstated. 100 million jobs represents a staggering portion of the American workforce. It touches nearly every family and every community across the nation. We must move beyond abstract discussions of technological progress and confront the tangible, human consequences of this shift. This is not merely about economic efficiency or corporate profits. It is about widespread displacement, the erosion of stable careers, and profound social dislocation. To ignore this warning, to proceed with business as usual, would be profoundly irresponsible, risking disruption unseen since past industrial shifts. The core message is urgency. The report does not paint a picture of uniform risk. Instead, it meticulously outlines a hierarchy of vulnerability across the American economy. The jobs most immediately in the crosshairs are those characterized by routine, repetition, and predictable processes. It is here, in the realm of tasks that can be broken down into a series of logical steps, that artificial intelligence exhibits its most formidable capabilities. Industries that have long been the backbone of employment for millions are now finding that these core functions can be performed more quickly, more cheaply, and often more accurately by sophisticated AI systems. The first wave of this transformation, the report suggests, is already upon us, and it is hitting some of the most visible sectors of our economy. Among the industries highlighted for immediate and significant change are retail customer service, self-checkout kiosks powered by smart computer vision, AI-driven inventory management systems are already reducing the need for human labor in stores. The rise of advanced AI chatbots and voice assistants means that a substantial portion of customer service inquiries, from booking appointments to troubleshooting products, can now be handled without any human interaction. These are not roles on the periphery of the economy. They are foundational jobs that have provided entry-level opportunities and stable income for generations of Americans. The threat extends far beyond the service counter and into the modern office park. Clerical and administrative work, a cornerstone of white-collar employment, is profoundly susceptible to automation. Tasks such as data entry, scheduling meetings, generating standard reports, managing correspondence, are prime candidates for AI takeover. What once required a team of administrative assistants can now be managed by a single software suite. Likewise, roles in transportation and logistics, long-haul trucking, last-mile delivery face a looming challenge from the maturation of autonomous vehicle technology. The report posits that while full autonomy is still on the horizon, the incremental automation of these sectors has already begun to reshape job requirements and reduce headcounts. It is crucial to understand why this wave of automation is different. Previous technological shifts primarily replaced physical labor, pushing workers into service and knowledge-based roles. AI, however, is coming for those very roles. Unlike past automation focused on manual labor, this wave targets cognitive tasks: writing, analysis, coding, design. The Senate report is a starting point for a necessary national dialogue about building an economy that works for everyone, not just for the owners of the algorithms. For decades, the promise was new technologies create new jobs to replace old ones. Generative and cognitive AI challenges that assumption. The Senate report is a starting point for a necessary national dialogue about building an economy that works for everyone. As the Senate report reverberates through Washington, it has amplified a long simmering debate among economists and technologists, revealing a sharp divide in how the AI future is perceived. The report itself features insights from a range of experts. One prominent voice, a labor economist cited extensively in the document, offers a starkly worried view. The velocity of this change is what's truly unprecedented. she is quoted as saying. We could see a decade's worth of job displacement compressed into 2 or 3 years. This isn't a slow, manageable transition. It's a potential shock to the system that could leave millions of families and entire communities behind before they even have a chance to adapt. This perspective underscores the human cost of rapid, unmanaged technological disruption. It highlights the risk of a jobless recovery on a massive scale, where economic output grows thanks to AI-driven productivity, but wages stagnate and unemployment rises for large segments of the population. In contrast, the report also includes a more cautious, though not entirely optimistic, viewpoint from a technologist. AI will undoubtedly eliminate tasks, but it will also create new roles we can't yet imagine. The focus shouldn't be on stopping technology, but on managing the transition. The real danger is a failure of imagination and investment in our workforce, not the technology itself. This view frames AI as a powerful tool whose impact, destructive or constructive, depends entirely on human choices. Within the Senate, the report has become a political lightning rod, drawing clear lines between different approaches to governance in the AI era. The Democratic authors are using it to call for a robust preemptive policy response. Their proposed framework includes significant public investment in worker retraining and lifelong learning programs designed to equip workers with skills that are complementary to AI, such as critical thinking, creativity, complex problem solving. They are also advocating for a modernized social safety net, including expanded unemployment benefits and portable benefits that are not tied to a single employer, to provide a cushion for those caught in the transition. Furthermore, some lawmakers are floating more aggressive regulatory ideas. Proposals range from an AI displacement tax on companies that replace a significant percentage of their workforce with automation, to stringent transparency rules requiring employers to disclose when and how they are using AI in hiring, management, and firing decisions. The goal, as one senator articulated, is to steer innovation toward augmentation, not just replacement. This flurry of policy activity signals a growing recognition that the market alone will not produce equitable outcomes. The report has successfully shifted the conversation from whether the government should act to exactly how it should intervene to protect its citizens. The Senate report makes a critical distinction that lies at the heart of the entire AI debate: the choice between augmentation and automation. This is not merely a semantic difference. It represents a fundamental fork in the road for how we integrate intelligent technologies into our economy and society. Automation, in its purest form, is about replacement. It involves identifying a task currently performed by a human and designing an AI system to perform it instead, often with the primary goal of cutting labor costs and increasing efficiency. This path leads directly to the headline figure of 100 million jobs at risk, as it views human labor as a line item to be minimized or eliminated from the balance sheet. This approach prioritizes machine capability over human potential. When a company automates its customer service with chatbots or replaces its paralegals with document review algorithms, it is making a deliberate choice to substitute capital for labor. The report warns that if this becomes the dominant model, we risk creating a deeply bifurcated society. On one side will be a small class of individuals who own, design, and manage the AI systems, reaping immense financial rewards. On the other side will be a vast population of displaced workers competing for a shrinking pool of low-wage, non-automatable service jobs, leading to unprecedented levels of economic inequality and social friction. The alternative path, and the one strongly advocated for in the report, is augmentation. This model views AI not as a replacement for human workers, but as a powerful tool to enhance their skills, creativity, and productivity. In this vision, AI handles the tedious, repetitive, data-intensive aspects of a job, freeing up the human worker to focus on the parts that require judgment, empathy, strategic thinking, and human connection. A doctor, for example, could use an AI to analyze medical scans and patient data in seconds, allowing her to spend more time consulting with the patient and developing a nuanced treatment plan. A graphic designer could use generative AI to create dozens of initial concepts, then apply their unique artistic vision to refine and perfect the final product. This human-in-the-loop approach promises a future of not just job preservation, but job enhancement. It could unlock new levels of productivity that translate into higher wages and a better quality of life. However, this path is not the default. It requires conscious effort and strategic investment from both employers and policymakers. Companies must choose to invest in retraining their staff to work alongside new AI tools rather than simply seeking the short-term cost savings of replacement. They must redesign workflows around human-machine collaboration, a far more complex task than simply swapping out a person for an algorithm. The stark warning of 100 million jobs at risk must not paralyze us with fear. It must galvanize us into immediate and decisive action. The Senate Democrats' report is, at its core, a hopeful document because it asserts that our future is not yet written. We have the agency to shape the coming technological revolution to serve human values. To do so, we must move urgently from alarm to a concrete plan of action, with shared responsibility among workers, employers, lawmakers. The first step for every worker is to embrace a mindset of continuous learning. The skills that are valuable today may not be tomorrow, so we must proactively seek out new competencies, especially those that machines cannot easily replicate. Emotional intelligence, complex communication, creative problem solving, and leadership. Employers, in turn, stand at a critical juncture. They can pursue the low road of pure automation and cost-cutting, risking brand reputation and the loss of invaluable institutional knowledge. Or they can take the high road of augmentation, investing in their existing workforce to create a more resilient, innovative, and productive organization. This means establishing robust in-house training programs, partnering with local community colleges to upskill employees, and redesigning jobs to integrate AI as a collaborative tool. Companies that choose this path will not only be acting as responsible corporate citizens, but will also likely gain a competitive advantage by combining the best of human ingenuity with the power of machine intelligence. Ultimately, however, individual and corporate actions can only go so far. The scale of this challenge demands a robust, forward-thinking response from our lawmakers. The report calls for a new social contract for the AI age. This includes establishing a national strategy for AI safety and ethics, ensuring that these powerful systems are transparent, fair, and accountable. It means passing legislation to fund a massive expansion of technical education and apprenticeship programs. It requires modernizing our social safety net with policies like portable benefits and wage insurance to support workers through inevitable transitions. We must build guardrails that incentivize companies to augment their workers rather than replace them. The moment is now. The choices we make in the next few years will determine the economic landscape for generations to come. The path of inaction leads to a future of greater inequality and social strife. But the path of proactive, thoughtful, and compassionate action can lead to a future of shared prosperity, enhanced creativity, and more meaningful work. We cannot afford to be passive spectators as technology reshapes our world. Therefore, the final call to action is simple and direct. Engage. Talk to your employer about training. Enroll in a class to learn a new skill. Most importantly, contact your elected officials and demand they make a human-centered approach to AI a top national priority. Let us, meet this challenge not with fear, but with a clear-eyed plan to build a better future.